Well, we want to welcome everyone to the OVMS show at the Roberts Center here in Wilmington, Ohio, also known as the show in the cornfield. At the entrance here, OVMS has what I think is a very striking sign here that in a lot of ways sums up our hobby. You can see there's two veterans during the war. Here's one's got a P-38 Luger, and this guy looks like he's got an MP-40 machine pistol, and they're comparing them, saying, "Look what I got," and "Yeah, look what I got." It just sums up the hobby. And let's remember that the things that we have today that we enjoy so much, they all got here by these guys liberating them and bringing them home. And then there's a statement down here that really sums up what the hobby should be. A lot of people say, "Oh, you're collecting that Third Reich stuff. Does that mean you're a Nazi or something?" Well, obviously, no. It's collectible. It's the same as collecting stamps or coins. It's, if you're historical minded or hysterical minded, these are great things. So this is a terrific sign to have at the entrance here. Gets people on the right path. Okay, we've come into the show hall. And I believe they have about 450 tables here, and there's military from everywhere. A lot of Third Reich, but also an awful lot of American, British, Italian, and it's always kind of been known as a dealer show. So you can really find some bargains here. And little by little, we're starting to get a lot of collectors coming to this show, which I understand comes from a lot of them seeing these YouTube videos. So we think it's a worthwhile project. But if Robbie's just going to pan a little bit, and you'll get an idea of the size of the show. It looks like they also use this hall for weddings, so maybe if you want, you can get married here too. All right, we stopped at a table here. My old buddy Gary Walker owns it. Known Gary, I don't know, 40 years, I guess, something like that. And he's got some interesting fighting knives here. I know most of you guys see these things quite a bit, but very rarely are they in this nice of a condition. And they're also very, very collectible. Every collector I know likes to have one or two of these in his collection just to round out things. You know, they call these boot knives, or I don't know.
Trench knives, yeah, utility knives.
You know, just something, every soldier needed a knife for close combat, or maybe just open a can of beans, but you had to have a knife.
Yep.
So we're hoping we can maybe make a deal with Gary and buy all four of these, but so far he's being a little tough. So,
and you offered me what now?
Well, I'm saying 11. I think you ought to take it.
How about 11 and a quarter?
All right, that's fair enough. That's a deal. All right. Now we've come to another group of tables here, and it's kind of interesting because they have just a little bit of everything. And we'll just go down some of these cases, and you can see there's rings and gravity knife, a grip. There's even an SS chain bracelet there, some shoulder boards and iron crosses. And then you get into the next case, and there's cap and ball pistols, an old pistol from the 1700s, and a hunting dagger. And then there's some insignia, shoulder boards. And then here we get into mostly combat type knives, private purchase type things. There's one with brass knuckles on the end of it. Then we get into the next case, and here's a lot of the Russian daggers. We used to see these come out when the wall went down in Germany. Russian Naval Air Force daggers, along with some German ones. Police bayonets, dress bayonets, SA daggers. So these people got a little of everything.
Came in the shop.
Come down a little further, and here's a real nice NSKK side cap. An SS armband, although I don't think that one's original, so look out for that one. And a few more bayonets here. Lots of things. So it would be a rare thing that there's not something for everyone here, at least one thing that you would like. There we go, we're even top it off with a couple of Lugers at the end. Well, one Luger anyhow in the middle. And there's a 45 on top of it. And there's some handcuffs in the next guy. I mean, these people have everything. Well, we're still walking around the Roberts Center show here, and thought we would share some really beautiful merchandise that's on display here. This is stuff that you're just not going to see at most shows. In this case, there's a very rare clamshell police bayonet, and I believe it's the insignia on the grip places it as a Feldjäger, which is an ultra rare piece. And then there's a Fridericus Damascus Luftwaffe dagger there. Very beautiful pattern in the blade. And then we'll move over to the next show, please. There's just some spectacular gorgets and collar tab insignia.
Only thing that would help.
Here's an SS Streifendienst.
Somehow we had lighting.
A real Labor Corps gorget.
I think we could ever get lighting.
There's a Red Cross type that's very, very rare.
No, I mean from the
And beautiful collar insignia. I forget what the green is with that, but it may be a retired status. And the others appear to be Gauleiter tabs, ultra rare things.
Now this I think is soft lighting in my opinion. This one is the harsher. I tell you, it looks nice on the red.
Then we go further down, and here's a number of Rome daggers here, both SS and SA. Very, very rare things. Look at the blade on that beautiful SA dagger there. That Carl Acorn, just terrific.
But you don't like it.
And then come down a little further, and we have some terrific examples of a naval, a Red Cross officer, a government official with the straps, and a gold government official next to it, and then yet another government official. You'll see that the straps on this government official have a green backing instead of the blue or the black. This green backing was the last type that they used, so we can assume that those straps were made probably during the war times. Then we can come down a little further and some terrific high-ranking uniforms here. An SS, I believe it's not a Standartenführer, I think it's a Gruppenführer, the first general, and with a general's peaked cap. Just terrific stuff. You can tell the general's peaked cap because they don't have the usual white cord. They have the aluminum bullion cord on SS general's hats. Very, very rare.
Well, Louis, look,
and here's a spectacular condition Army general. Look at the beautiful collar tabs, and the breast eagle is terrific with the contrasting gold. This would have been certainly a tailor-made outfit. And then yet another next to it. Collectors, this is the best of the best. and all the kind of stuff that we wish we could all have someday when we win the lottery, perhaps. But those are the kinds of things you can set your goal for, because you have to have a goal, and you never know. To acquire things like this, got to make you sleep good at night.
Okay.
Well, you know, I always say when you come to these shows, you never know what you're going to run into. And this time we have a couple of SS swords that we just got that are really terrific items. This particular sword, hold on to that, Petey. This particular sword is the so-called officer candidate type, and it has the no grip in the or no insignia in the grip. But look at this on the top of it. Wow. It's all enamel, and it's apparently custom made. The enamel exactly fits the top of the cap. Just a fantastic thing. I don't know whether there's a maker on this one or not. No, it's an unmarked blade, and it has a beautiful scabbard. Virtually in full mint condition. And then we got one other here that we'll show you that looks like a standard SS officer Dagger. But what's interesting about it, you all know the Herman Rath insignia. We usually see this on police swords, and they usually have the triangle with the SS runes. So why wouldn't they have produced an SS officer sword? Nobody's ever seen one, but here it is. One just cropped up. Beautiful. So this is fun. Well, we're looking at a very unique piece here that just came in. This gentleman brought it in. What's your name, sir?
Dave.
Dave. And as you can see here, this is a watch case. This watch is made by the A. Lenga firm, who are one of the premier watchmakers in the world, and they've been in business for well over 100 years. And inside is this beautiful watch. It has like a guarantee type form that is a reprint, but it has the proper information on it and the number of the watch. The watch is quite old, probably coming from around the turn of the last century, Dave?
It says Civil War, 1860.
Oh, Civil War period. But what's really interesting with it, perhaps the watch was always in a family, and during the time, the person that it was passed down to had it brought up to a Third Reich status with the Hakenkreuz with brilliance on it. Notice that all the numbers have jewels behind each one of them. Just fabulous, fabulous watch. It really is in just about mint condition. I don't know what this is worth, but I suspect that it's probably in $30,000-$40,000 in my opinion. I mean, it's just really a wonderful thing. And it has the original watch chain with it too. It looks like a gold chain. Yeah. But I would show it to Eddie Sunday and see what he says, because he'll know. I'm just guessing, you know. Boy, that's a great thing, Dave. I really appreciate you showing it to us. Yeah, thanks a lot, and good luck with it.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we're here at the show at OVMS, and we run into a very nice gentleman here who's a relatively new collector. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. And what is your name, sir?
Brian Lee.
Brian Lee. We know Brian Lee very well. You live in Taiwan.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, I've been collecting for 5 years.
5 years, yeah. I know you've bought some really, really nice things from us over the years, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I know you really enjoy the hobby.
Yes, yes, I do.
Yeah. We were looking at a dagger here. This is a Land Customs.
Yes.
And do you have one of these, or
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yes.
Oh, maybe you will soon, though.
Yes.
These are always interesting daggers because they're a lot of times the whole dagger is made out of aluminum. In the case of the Icon version that this one is, it has aluminum on the hilt fittings.
Yes.
And the lower fittings have like an aluminum coating over steel.
Yes.
And then, of course, it has a leather-covered grip and scabbard. This one is in mint condition, and I know you only collect things that are pretty much mint. Isn't that true? Yes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Most
yeah.
of the time.
Yeah. Well, how long is the flight over from Taiwan? That's a long way.
Yes. To the West Coast, it's about 12 hours.
Just to the West Coast.
Yes, to Los Angeles.
So you can't come every weekend? No.
Probably not.
No. Do you have a business that you're in, or?
Yes, in
yeah?
Taiwan.
In
Yes.
Taiwan, yeah.
Import export.
Import export. It's good business, is it? Sometimes.
Up and down.
Up and down, yeah. Well, all businesses are like that.
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
And you watch our videos too, don't you?
All the time. All the time. Yes.
Well, now you're going to have a chance to see yourself as the star. Collector's Brian Lee. He's a very, very nice man, honest man, and we enjoy having him as a customer.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right, okay.
Well, we're about ready to wrap up the show here at OVMS, and we just thought maybe we would share some of our things that we purchased here. And as you can see, we got a nice table load of beautiful daggers, and one of the things that we got here, this is a beautiful tray that probably should be cleaned up a little bit. But as you can see, it's got the Deutsche Reichsbahn eagle on it, and it's a good sized tray, I guess about a 22 inch tray. And the nice part about it is that it's got a number stamped on the back of it, which happens to be 243. And guess what? That's Hitler's dining car. So there you go. It's a tray out of Hitler's train. It's made out of alpaca. It's also stamped alpaca. I can show you the number if you want to see it. See it right here? And then we got another nice little bullion spoon here that was on someone's table. It's in the informal pattern, but it's really beautiful with the nice patina on it. And then something that I thought might interest collectors. I got this from a family, and what we have here, it's actually a template for dagger etches. This template would have been done by one of the etchers in Zolligan so that he could put these etches on the blades that were ordered. And if you look at this, you'll see here there's an etch for a ski championship with a name that looks like Halzer, but it's actually Walzer. It's W-A-L-Z-E-R. And many daggers have this etch, and they've all been declared as fakes, post-war etches. And I'm happy to say that this template proves that those Walzer etches are real, because here they are on a period template. There's also some Eichhorn etches, some Alcozo etches, and some personalized dedications. A very, very interesting thing. There's an Eichhorn RZM type etch there that you might be able to see. I think it's from 38. I have to look here, but this is the kind of stuff that we need to see when there's doubts about pieces. This proves them. So all you guys that threw away all those Walzer dedicated daggers, you better get the trash can out and put them together again. Well, we'll see you at the next show. Don't know where we're going next, but you'll see us on YouTube. Have a good one.